What's going on, guys? It's Mojo, and today I'm bringing you guys what I think is a pretty exciting video series. It's like a mini series, I guess. Today it's just video, really. But anyway, um, I was just boosting up the rest of my statues on screen there. But as you can probably tell by the title of the video, I'm going for the world record Mega Crab run without using mods or cheats. So, you have to have video proof to prove that you weren't modding or cheating. So this is my video proof, and currently there are not any videos with any higher stages than what I will show at the very end of this series. My record, obviously. So, um, I apologize also in advance for the little bit of randomness that's in this video. It's a little bit all over the place because um, I had 6 out of 7 attacks with only like 9 or 10 minutes before my 7th attack was ready. And so I wanted to make sure I used one of those attacks before that time came up. So instead of showing the replays of the first 2 attacks on stage 54, excuse me, very first, I had to go ahead and make sure I used an attack before I did that. So I'm going to be doing this attack that's on the screen now, the attack that's my first attack on stage 55 that will actually be the attack used, and then I'll go back and show the two attack replays of the first 2 attacks on stage 54. And so that's kind of where we are with that. After that, there is also another attack on stage 55. So not cutting it short there, but what I wanted to talk about mostly in this video is not necessarily exactly what's going on screen, but actually just the overall strategy of how to make it far in Mega Crab if you aren't using mods, if you aren't using any other sort of cheating. I don't know what other kind of cheating there is. I'm not sure if you can ghost attack in Boom Beach, but if you can, not using that. So first of all, if you don't know exactly what modding or cheating is, I'll explain modding because I don't really know too much about the other kinds of cheating. But modding, it allows you to just basically do practice attacks. So I could have like done that attack, but like turn on my mod so that after that attack was over, it just didn't count. And so it would be like a practice attack. And so what that allows players to do is do these really high risk, high reward attacks without the risk. So it's no risk, high reward. So like they can do like a Smoky Zuka attack on a ridiculously, basically impossible base, practice it 1,000 times, and then do the real attack. But so that's kind of what modding is. I think any other kind of cheating is basically the same thing. It's just done a different way, I believe. So anyway, as you can see, I was scouting that stage 55, and I decided that Ruka was going to be my best bet. I went back to scout to see if I wanted medics in my last 2 boats, and I accidentally clicked attack. So I was like, well, that's not good at all. So gonna try to make the best of it here. My original plan was to use Ruka and to just keep those front 5 rocket launchers shocked once, maybe twice, maybe one shock bomb and a med kit or something. But get those out of the way with the Ruka, and then just let the rest of the Ruka melt through all of these single shot high DPS buildings like the boom cannons, and kind of the sniper towers. Sniper towers on this stage with my troop health boosted, I believe would take 2 shots to kill anyway. So at that point, they basically are a cannon. In terms of killing riflemen, that is. But anyway, what I'm doing here is, since I only had the 2 tanks, I wanted to really make sure I got the 5 front rocket launchers taken out. And then I just spent basically all of my gunboat energy on barrage and artilleries on the rocket launcher and shock launchers there. So I'm setting up for a second attack as a Ruka attack. And, depending on how far I got with this attack would, obviously determine um, how well I do with my next attack. Also, that flare that I threw, I wasn't too sure if I was gonna take both of those sniper towers out or even one of them if I just let my tanks go. But I saw that I had 15, or actually I forgot. I think I had 16 gunboat. Yeah, I had 16 gunboat energy. The flare costed 2, and I needed one more artillery, which would have costed 17. And I did that math, obviously really simple math, but I looked and did it in my head really quick. These are the first two attacks on stage 54, by the way. But I did that really simple math quickly in my head. If I burn the 2 on the flare, that's going to take me down to 14, but the next building that I take out is going to get me the 17 for the artillery. So that flare was basically not any wasted gunboat energy at all. It just ensured the fact that I got um, one of those sniper towers taken out so that I could get the artillery off to finish off the shock launcher. So I thought that was a decent play. Nothing like special, but little things like that add up along the way. So um, that was more about the gameplay that's actually going on the screen. So now we're going to switch gears and kind of just talk about overall just the strategy of not modding or cheating or anything and going about the Mega Crab event. So I kind of put each stage in 2 phases. Now sometimes you can skip one phase, and it would normally be the first phase, and you can skip to the second one. But there's basically 2 phases: the setup and the kill. And so the vast majority of the time, I would probably say about 75% of the time, give or take about 10% maybe. Um, about 75% of the time, the setup involves Scorchers and tanks. So, as you saw on the first attack here on stage 54, my first attack was Scorchers and tanks, and that was to, there were a couple boom cannons there, which obviously are big threats, especially with this amount of boost. Um, but they are a pretty big threat to Scorchers and tanks, but they were right up on the shore, pretty accessible, and you could just like shock them once and get them down pretty much with only letting like one boom cannon shoot you once or something like that. So other than that, most of the buildings around were like sniper towers, machine guns, and mortars, I believe. So that's why the Scorchers and tanks are going to be a little bit stronger than like heavy Zuka or rifleman Zuka or tank medic, which I never even used a single time on this. I don't think tank medic would like ever work effectively, except for maybe the really low stages. But sometimes like on this one stage 55, like I was saying, I was gonna go for a rifleman Zuka attack for the setup, but I accidentally used just the 2 boats of tanks. So this one is actually going to be a little bit of a hybrid of both phases, as you'll see here. And so the setup is basically clearing away for the kill, obviously. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. And you can go about that in a few different ways. Sometimes you just have to destroy like every building on the base, and the setup kind of goes into the kill, and it's also almost like both phases have been merged. But most of the time you set up by taking out, just like opening up the front door is basically what I called it in our task force chat. I would say, I opened up the front door of this one with skanks, Scorchers and tanks. So, on this one, I am now opening up the front door doing the setup phase with Rifleman Zuka. And you'll see here I'm gonna, shock the mortars or a couple boom cannons, but with a mortar and flamethrower, which are the top priority. So my riflemen aren't taking as much of the splash damage. I do let like 1 or 2 mortars fire off there just because I already had a med kit on the ground. So that's that. Next, I'm clearing the mines because I see that I'm going to be able to take out these shield generators, and still go for the finish. So this is where I said that it's kind of a hybrid attack on this one. It was a setup and a finish. It wasn't necessarily just like take out all the buildings. It actually was like a little bit of a hybrid. So like normally I would open up the front door like I was saying earlier, and then go to like a smoky zuka, smoky hookah, ruka, whatever, some sort of like smoky, like finesse based attack. And on this one attack was kind of a best of both worlds, if you will. So I did the tank attack obviously and cleared out a good bit, and I couldn't have. Well, maybe I could have, but it would have been extremely difficult to try to solo attack this base. But regardless, after that first tank attack, I was still in a pretty tough position. But thankfully, like with the GBE on the shock launcher and rocket launcher that I took out, it was possible to set me up for a setup to kill attack. So that's kind of the merge that I was talking about. That's actually going to be the last attack of the video. I was recording this as I was, just like playing like my normal playthrough of the day or whatever. So you'll see me like scouting 56 and whatnot. So this is what's going to be in the next video. If you want to subscribe, hit that button below and you'll see stages 56 through I think 57 in the next video, and then I have another video or two after that that will finish off the series. So it'll be in 3 or 4 parts, not sure exactly which yet, because the third part is really long, so I might split it into 2 basically. But that's pretty much going to be it, guys. So the setup is phase 1, and the kill or the finish, whatever you want to call it, is phase 2. And so right here I'm just showing you guys that I don't have a jailbroken or like modded iPad, whatever you want to call it. I don't even know. But the setup and then the kill or the finish, whatever you want to call it, those are the 2 main phases. Just picking what's going to be best for the base is how you're going to get far in Mega Crab. So until next time, guys, hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day, and peace out.